Hey, what's up, guys? It's Halfway, broadcasting from around the world in phenomenal Penh, Cambodia. Today, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit more about work permits. I think maybe this is the third video I made on work permits. I made one maybe around 6 months ago, and then I made another one a few weeks ago, and now I'm making another one. I've had some emails, and maybe some people have been unclear about some things, as I'm not even 100% clear about everything. I'm just giving you guys the information that I have about it. So I'm going to be talking about that. But before I talk about work permits, today's, I believe, the 27th, maybe 27th or 28th of March. If you're coming here in the very near future, one of the other teachers at my school, he lives in a 3-bedroom apartment near the near Olympic Stadium, and they are looking for a third roommate. The price range is going to be somewhere, I don't know, maybe 175, 200, something like that. But if anybody's interested, it's a decent apartment. I haven't seen it myself, but I've seen like pictures of it that he posted. It's like a well-lit apartment. It has a lot of like natural lighting. It's a pretty nice place. So if anybody's interested in that, if you're looking for a place to live, send me your information and I can pass it along to him, and then he can get a hold of you guys. All right, so going back to work permits. Like I said before, they're starting to crack down on work permits. So this is mostly going to pertain to people who are already here and living in Cambodia and working. If you're not here, if you're not living in Cambodia, you're thinking about coming here, you're scheduled to come here, what you're going to want to do is when you get a job, even before that, make sure when you get here, you're going to want to there's 2 visa options. I've talked about this in other videos. When you get to the airport, when you arrive here, or if however you get here, if you come through a bus from Thailand, whatever, there's going to be 2 options for visas that you can get. One visa is called an ordinary visa. The other visa is called an e-visa or a business visa. The main difference is the ordinary visa, I believe, is $10 less than the e-visa. I'm not sure if the prices have changed on that. When I came here, I believe it was $45 for the business visa. And then I think it was $35 for the ordinary visa, if I'm not mistaken. If those prices have changed, I'm not 100% sure. If they have, I doubt it's more than $5 or something. Make sure you get a business visa or an e-visa. It's the same thing. Because the ordinary visa, you cannot renew your visa from within Phnom Penh, from within Cambodia. So if you get the ordinary visa, it's good for 1 month. If you decide you want to stay more than a month, you have to leave Cambodia and then come back to Cambodia and get another visa. If you get the e-visa, then again, it's good for 1 month, but you can renew that visa within Cambodia. You don't have to leave Cambodia, you can just renew it. Now, it used to be, as I've spoken about, it used to be you could renew your visa 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. Then they passed a new law that if you do not either present your work permit when you go to renew your visa, or if you don't have a letter from your employer when you go to renew your visa, they are not going to renew a 6 or 12-month visa. So if you didn't have if you didn't have like your work permit or a letter from your employer, you could only get a 1 or a 3-month visa. Also, with the 6 and 12-month visa, there are multiple entry visas. So 6 and 12-month visa, you can leave Cambodia, go somewhere else, come back, and you don't have to get a new visa. The 1 and 3-month visas are only single entry. So once you leave Cambodia, even if you have a 3-month visa and you left the day after you got it, when you come back to Cambodia, you're going to have to get a new visa because they are not good for more than 1 entry. So, all right, so that's visas. Now, with the work permit, having a business visa does not entitle you to be able to legally work in Cambodia. You have to have a work permit to legally work in the Kingdom of Cambodia. So, rules on that have been relatively lax. There's not, haven't been a lot of like crackdowns or anything. But like I said, they're starting to get more strict. So when you come to Cambodia, again, this is for people who are not here. When you come to Cambodia, when you're looking for a job, I would make it a very important issue with the school or whatever employer you have that they will ascertain, they will get you a work permit. Even if you have to pay for yourself, I'd recommend, if you can, try to get in your contract or whatever that the establishment will pay for it. But if you cannot do that, if they are unwilling to pay for it, just have it in there that you will pay for the work permit. but they have to, you know, help you get it, because it could be a little bit of an annoying process. So that's something I would definitely stress is, again, even if they're not on board with paying for it, be like, fine, I'll pay for it. I just want you to guarantee me that you're going to, you know, walk me through this and, you know, help me get the visa. Talk to whoever officials I have to talk to, or do whatever I have to do on the internet, to make sure that you yourself are safe and working here legally. Again, in the rumor mill is essentially what's going to be happening is fines for working here illegally are going up tremendously, as well as, you know, just deporting people, just people getting deported. So if, so that's if you're not here. If you are here, so it's, like I said, the very end of March, so this is not a lot of warning, but essentially what I heard is by April, your paperwork has to be submitted to get your work permit for you not to face like serious repercussions. And then by Khmer New Year, which is in the middle of April, if like things are not taken care of, is when like the real crackdown is going to start happening. So if you see this video and you're in Cambodia, you don't have a work permit, and you are working here, you know, in the next 2 or 3 days, try your best to get that. Whatever you have to do, talk to whatever employer you have to. Again, my school is handling everything for us, so I didn't actually have to do anything. They gave us the paperwork to fill out, and they brought it to the ministry, and they're doing everything. So, you know, your best bet would be, hopefully you're working for an establishment that's already registered in the system with the government and everything, and it could be a, you know, hopefully a quick process. But again, the longer you've been here without having a work permit, when they look back into that, as of now, it's $100 a year you get fined for not having a work permit. But again, what I heard in the rumor mill is after Khmer New Year, after the middle of April, if you don't have your work permit and you get caught here, it's like $10 a day. So imagine if you've been here for even just 1 year at $10 a day, that's $3,650 fine right there. So make sure you're getting those work permits. And yeah, that's really all. Again, I don't know all the details. Sometimes when things like this come out, like there's not these huge like government announcements. It's kind of like you'll see like certain newspapers will start writing like little things about it, and you kind of have to piece it all together. And then once you start talking to, like again, when my school started talking to the ministry, then we found out a little bit more information. But sometimes things like that just aren't easy here. But that's it for this video, guys. Just make sure, again, when you get here, if you're not here already, make sure you get an e-visa, which is also called a business visa, and check it before you leave the airport. I've heard of people that, you know, got the e-visa, and then when they went to reapply for their visa, they saw that they only had an ordinary visa. So before you leave the airport, before you leave immigration, look at your visa and make sure it says an e-visa or a business visa on it. I believe those ones are green. No, maybe blue. I don't know. It's been a while since I've gotten my first visa here. I think they're blue. Anyway, irrelevant. Just make sure you have the e-visa. Make sure when you get here, I'd highly recommend whatever company you get hired with, whatever business you're working for, that they sort out the work permit for you. And then thirdly, if you're already here and you don't have a work permit, hurry up and get a work permit is my highest recommendation. Now, you know, sometimes things here aren't enforced like you would think that they would be, but this to me seems like, from everything I've read and people I've talked to, it seems like it's like an honest thing that they're really going to actually be cracking down on. Now, that's not to say that there's some backdoor way to get around it or something. I have no idea. I'm sure there's probably some kind of something, but yeah, just get your visa, or your work permit rather. All right, guys, this is Halfway broadcasting from around the world. I've also had questions about retirement visas. I think if you're over 55 and you can prove that you have a pension coming in, like it's super easy to get a retirement visa. As far as if you have like a loved one that's living with you that you're not married to. So I know one of the teachers at my school is going through this. She lives with her boyfriend. She works here. Her boyfriend collects his not GI Bill, whatever, military money. Who served in the Army, I believe, or the Air Force, whatever, and he gets something from that. But she's not able to get him a visa to stay here. If you're married, I believe if your spouse is here, you can get them a visa to stay with you. But just because someone is your boyfriend or girlfriend doesn't entitle them to be able to have a permit to be able to stay here. I don't know enough information about that. And then, yeah, like I said, also the retirement visa. I think as long as you're over 55 and you can prove that you have a pension coming in, it's really easy from what I've heard to get a retirement visa. All right, guys, so that's it. Don't forget, if you're looking for an apartment, you know, there's one room for rent in my friend's apartment. In his apartment, he has one room for rent. Hit me up. I'll give you I'll give him your information, and then also, yeah, get work permits. All right, guys, this is Halfway broadcasting from around the world. Phenomenal Pen, Cambodia. Peace, peace.